Alright, this is going to be your first video on conversions. I'm going to go over the basics, and then in a later video I'll probably do a little bit more complex conversions. There are a bunch of different ways to do conversions. I am going to give you one method because I found that in the past, the more methods I introduce, the more confused some of my students get. Also, if you have learned another method for conversions and you are more comfortable using one of those methods, I don't mind that at all, as long as that is an actual method and you're getting the correct answers. Okay, so I'm going to go over the basic of my method. So the first conversion I'm going to do is I'm going to turn 3 miles into feet. And you'll have to excuse me for my handwriting, I'm still getting used to this. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you're making conversions is to write down as many equalities as you need in order to get from your starting units, miles, to your ending units, feet. So what I mean by that is that I want to know how many feet are in a mile or how many miles are in a foot. Okay, so I know that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Now in this case, that's all I need because I've got a way to go from miles to feet, and that's what I need. The next step is to draw a table. So I'm going to start by writing down what I'm trying to convert. So I'm trying to convert 3 miles, so that's what I start by writing. Okay, the next step is to create your table. Now, this section right here, okay, this has to equal 1. This is where I'm going to put in my equality. If this is not 1, then I will have to, I'll be changing my quantity, and it won't be a real conversion. Now I also need to make sure that I put miles on the bottom, so my equality will be 1 mile on the bottom and feet on the top, so that my units of miles cancel out. Okay, and when you finish your table, you always want to go through and make sure that the units have canceled out and you're only left with the units that you wanted to solve for. So miles is on top and bottom, so that cancels. And I'm left with feet, which is the appropriate units here. Now in order to solve this equation, you take everything in the top and you multiply it together, and you take everything in the bottom, you multiply it together, and you divide the top by the product of the bottom. So in this case, there are 2 numbers on top, so I'll be multiplying 3 times 5,280, and there's only 1 number on the bottom, so I'm only really dividing this by 1. So the answer is going to be 15,840 feet. Okay, so I'm going to do another conversion for you real quick, if I can get everything off. Alright, I'm going to now convert 5 miles into inches. Okay, again, start by writing down your equalities. Now I don't know how many inches are in a mile or vice versa, so I can't do this in one step. I'm going to have to do it in a couple steps. So the first thing I know is I know that in 1 mile there are 5,280 feet. Okay, and then I also know how many inches are in a foot. Okay, I know that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So now I've got a way to go from miles to feet and then feet to inches, which are what we want. To set up your table, you start the same way. Start by writing down what you're trying to convert, 5 miles, and then I set up my table just as before. Okay, I'm going to start by writing in my first equality. Miles goes on bottom, so 1 mile, and feet go on top, 5,280 feet. Okay, but I'm not done because I have not completely converted into inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my second equality. Now feet would have to be on the bottom here so it'll cancel, and inches on top. Okay, and again, make sure your units cancel. Miles and miles cancel. Feet and feet cancel. I'm left with inches, which is what I want. Okay, again, multiply everything on the top, multiply everything on the bottom, and then divide those two products. Okay, so if you do this math out, you get 316,800 inches, and this is an 8. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to give you a couple more. I would recommend that you pause the video after I give you what needs to be converted and try it on your own. Okay, and then check back with me to see if you've done it correctly. I'm going to convert 176 days into seconds. That's about how many days we've got left in school. Actually, by this time, it'd probably be 175, but that's okay. So now you'll have an accurate counter for your school end-of-year countdown. Okay, again, start by writing your qualities. I don't know how many seconds are in a day, but I know that one day is 24 hours. And I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And I know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. Okay, a little bit more complex, a little bit more steps, but it's the same process. Start by writing down what you need to convert, 176 days, and start creating your table. First equality, 1 day and 24 hours. Day on bottom, 24 hours on top. Next equality, hours and minutes, so hours on bottom, minutes on top. And then finally the last equality. Now minutes go on bottom and seconds go on top. Now I choose again where I put the numbers on top and bottom based on what needs to cancel. The day over here needed to be on the bottom so that it would cancel out here. Okay, same thing with this hour. Needed to cancel out with this one, and then this minute needed to cancel out with that. Okay, once again, multiply everything on the top and divide by everything on the bottom. Okay, you do this, you will get 15,206,400 seconds. Now, if you did this in your calculator, you might have got a different answer. Your calculator probably rounded up and wrote 2E7. Okay, again, that would be seconds. So what that E means is times 10 to whatever number comes after it. So in this case, it would be 2 times 10 to the 7th seconds. Okay, any of those would be acceptable. Alright, we'll do a couple more. Okay, or one more, and then I'll give you one that you should try for homework. So the last one I'm going to do is I'm going to convert 10,000 inches into miles. Okay, if you want to try it, pause it, try it on your own, then come back to me. The first thing, write down your equalities. So I know that in every foot there are 12 inches, and then in every mile there are 5,280 feet. Okay, so again, start by writing down what you're trying to convert. Then set up your table. Inches on bottom for the first one. For the second one, we've got feet on bottom, miles on top. Okay, make sure your units cancel, and you're left with the units you want, miles, which is good. Then you multiply everything on the top, and then divide it by the product of the bottom. So this case, you would have 0.16 miles. Okay? Alright, now what I'd like you to do for homework is to convert your age in years, so just round it, 17, 18, and convert that into seconds using the same process that I've just taught you. Good luck, and I'll see you in class.